Chiefs are a 2.5-point underdog against the Buffalo Bills at Buffalo at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Sunday. With that, we'll have Tony Romo and Jim Nantz on the call, so that'll be fun. Mahomes is 11-3 straight up as an underdog and 12-1-1 against the spread when odds makers have him as the betting underdog. So the last thing you want to do is make this guy an underdog because he pretty much wins when he's an underdog. But who do you guys have in this AFC clash on Sunday?
I'll go first. Eddie.
Go ahead.
I mean, I think with having Juju coming back, I mean, I certainly think that you're going to see some stuff offensively start clicking. So I certainly see him putting some points on the board. Defense has obviously done what they've done all year as far as, being able to contain, offenses and whatnot. But, I think the biggest takeaway in this game is what defense can contain a quarterback. But Josh Allen's game's been, when he gets outside the pocket, he's such a big threat. And I know Patrick Mahomes is too, but Patrick's shown that he can do it from the pocket too. So, at the end of the day, I think, if Kansas City's defense can contain Josh Allen and keep him and make him make plays in the pocket, because at the end of the day, if you rush up the field, you might as well go ahead and buy a ticket to the show and watch it happen, because I can tell you right now, he's going to take off. Josh Allen's going to take off and run. But I certainly see it being one of those things where I think that, obviously the Bills, I certainly think they'll put some points up. I got a close one. I'm going to say Chiefs 31, Bills 28.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I like that.
Yeah, we know that we haven't let anybody score 28 points on us since, when was it, last year? How long has it been?
Yeah, we're going back a while.
Yeah. So I think we continue with that trend. I do believe the Chiefs are going to pull this thing out. I think we're going to have, a few possessions. With the possessions, we'll probably score 3 touchdowns, kick 2 field goals. It's going to add 27 points. But I do believe the Bills, and I still don't believe that Josh Allen has enough. I think defensively, what you have to do against him is you let the 4 rush and you spy a guy with him, okay? Or you bring 5 and have an other 6 guy. We like playing man, doing a little bit of bump. So as long as we do those things on defense, I think we'll be fine. Especially if you don't have Amari Cooper out there, right? You got a young guy. Shakur is the only guy that I know has that type of experience. Kincaid is out as well so far from what I've seen. He's been hurt, so it'll be on Dawson Knox, right? Dawson Knox is coming in. And so we know that we've been susceptible getting beat from tight ends, but I think we'll be fine against Dawson Knox this week. I do believe it. And for us, man, we just got to stop the run. That's another thing. I think we do a great job of stopping the run. We stop, like you said, Josh Allen. As soon as he sees and he takes off, has somebody on him right now. And that's what you got to do. You got to bottle him up as tightly as possible from let him get outside the lanes. And so contain him on the outside, push the pocket, okay? You got to put some pressure on this guy. You have to. But I do believe that we're going to score 27 points. They're going to be at 27-24 Chiefs.
Looking at the total points of the game, so Vegas has it set the over-under at 46. Tyler, you have it over, and JD, you have it over. Yeah, both of you guys have it over. Yeah, wow.
Over.
High-scoring games here. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looks like everybody in the chat, 34-17, Kathy Welch, Andrea, 30-23, Michael Donegan, 27-24. There you go. There you go. Yeah. I mean, it could be an interesting one. Yeah, JD, you mentioned Dalton Kincaid probably out, Amari Cooper probably out, Keon Coleman out. They're going to be without a lot of weapons in this game, so we're going to probably see Josh Allen try to put the cape on and probably do it himself in this game, play some backyard football in this one and try to will the Bills to victory.
Well, I see Amber Brown says, Lord forgive me, but I really want to see Chris Jones or someone else fold up Allen. He can't return to the game. That's just football. Right. And nothing, saying anything malicious. This is what football is. So I want to see Chris Jones fold up Josh Allen and put him on the sideline, okay? You just let him just have a seat. Go to the blue tent first, okay? If you're not going to the locker room, you just have a seat on that bench. How about that? Take them shoulder pads off, okay, to call it a day, all right? I want to see that too. I'm the Brown. I want to see that too. So
Tyler, you played at Buffalo, which is also a really tough place to play.
Yeah.
It's not obviously not up there with the sound with that Kansas City and Seattle, but you've had a unique perspective. You've been on the part of the home team for Buffalo and Kansas City. What are the kind of differences in I guess the crowds and the stadium kind of aspects? Because obviously we see the broken tables in the parking lot with Buffalo Bills Mafia, but like what is the difference between the Bills Mafia and the Chiefs Kingdom as far as playing in both the environments?
Certainly. I mean, as far as, when I played in Miami for those 2 years, we played in Buffalo those 2 times. And I remember, going up there and ride on the buses when you come down the little road there and you're coming through the tailgates and you see the crazy fans that, essentially the Bills are known for as far as from that standpoint. So, as far as for the feel of the stadium, it's really like it almost feels like a college stadium. The stands are really close to the field. So, you feel like the fans are on top of you, and there's fans. I mean, all they have in Buffalo is football and hockey. So they love their football team up there, and especially with the success they've had lately. I certainly think that the crowd will definitely be a key factor as far as being on the Bills side. But if Patrick can do what he does early on, I think he can kind of silence that crowd as far as from that standpoint to kind of to get them out of the being the 12th man essentially.
You ever get to do any of those traditions up there? Do you go back to those games?
I did. So I went. I made it back to. We got some friends here that are big Buffalo fans.
Okay.
We made it back to a game last year. Went to the Giants Bills game, and I went to a tailgate. And man, those fans are they're intense, man. To be out there in essentially the mosh pit. I mean, that's freaking. It was nuts, man. There's no doubt about that.
So you didn't do the table down?
I didn't jump to the table. No.
Okay. I was gonna say, man. I hope not. Oh,
I
Lord.
felt bad for that table. I was like, man, I don't want to break that table, man. You got all the food on there, But man, what a good business if you're in the Lifetime business. I think Lifetime might be the one that makes all those tables or whatever. Like, what a good business to be up in Buffalo. It's like, hey, keep making tables because they're gonna keep buying them.
Yeah. Shoot, I'd have a guy out there that worked for the company. They're like, hey, man, let's go ahead and do jumping through tables. Just have everybody, right?
Yeah, exactly. Out there, just hey, here's a table.
He's like just counting the money. Like, yep, I got 25 of them today. 25 you jokers jump through the table.
That's great. Just here's my business card. We'll deliver one right to your front door.
Right.
Come on, baby, go. Yes. That's a first down. This football season, I'll be putting down normal sodas like Coca-Cola for Olipop. Olipop offers a healthier alternative with its low sugar content and natural ingredients. Olipop is more than just a drink. It's a wellness companion that supports your digestive health. Packed with prebiotics, this fizzy elixir helps promote good bacteria in your gut, leading to improved digestion and overall well-being. So go ahead, click the link in the description and use promo code SODALOVE and get your can of Olipop so you can enjoy the game guilt-free. Go Chiefs. Use the promo code SODALOVE for 15% off now. All right, so we're going to go to the comments and questions for Tyler that people have been sending in since the beginning of the episode. First one's from Susan, JD's wife. Tyler, what was your favorite thing about the Chiefs, or what is your favorite play on the field?
Favorite play for me was obviously that, the play we talked about earlier, the reverse pass. I mean, that was one of those that certainly sticks out. Another one that obviously sticks out too is my first NFL touchdown, and who better to throw that to my man, Tony G. So, those are pretty special. But, as far as being a Chief, I mean, that was it's such a special to see, obviously, the success they had now. Because when I'll go read to the kids and everything, I'll wear my Chiefs jersey and go read to the kids here. And it's funny to see the little boys. They're like, "You're an NFL player?" And I'm like, "No, I used to be an NFL player." Like they're like, "When did you play?" And I'm just like, "I played back before you were born, son. So just calm down." But Chiefs, obviously that's been my team, through thick and thin. As far as, like you said, once a Chief, always a Chief. There's no doubt about that.
That's right.
Question from Jeremiah de los Muertos. Tyler, what was your best Chiefs moment in your NFL career? I think you kind of answered that, but
Yeah, kind of answer that or whatever. I mean, obviously, I wish we had a lot more success there. I mean, we certainly, offensively, man. I mean, we put up some numbers, in our offense that year in '08. And just unfortunately, our defense, I don't like to put any blame anywhere else because at the end of the day, it's your job to win the game and outscore the opponent. And when you got the 31st defense in the NFL, I mean, I think we were the 32nd team in sacks that year. I mean, we literally, we couldn't, bust our way out of a brown paper bag essentially on defense. Yeah, I mean, the worst team in the league that year was the 0-16 Detroit Lions. So, we were right there behind them as far as on defense essentially. But, I think we had 7 fourth quarter leads that year that essentially we ended up losing, when it came down to it.
Mm.
Those were fun times. Everyone always talks about like that era of the Chiefs. Like, yes, record wise wasn't the best, but having you back there was fun, and that pistol offense was fun as heck, man. As you said, I mean, you guys did put up points. You guys did make it. You guys it was watchable. It wasn't like those Lions teams where those games were unwatchable. I have friends who are Lions fans who didn't even watch like that era of the Lions, but now they're watching them. But yeah, you made it fun, man.
Well, no, it was a lot of fun for me too. So there's no doubt about that.
It's good stuff. It was good stuff there, man. Watching my dog, man, doing your thing.
That's it, man. Having fun out there.
You were part of we did a trivia on our channel a couple months back, and you were you were answering one of our questions. It was
oh, nice.
Who was the only Chiefs quarterback to lead the league in rushing from the quarterback position, and then. Someone got Tyler Thigpen, but yeah, it was good. It's a great trivia question. Good
thing my man Michael Vick was in jail that year. So.
It's true. The old Pats is a question. Ways answering questions. Who was the best offensive and defensive Chiefs player during your time with us?
I mean, without a doubt, offensive player Tony Gonzalez. There's no doubt about that. I mean, he was obviously what it was like, obviously a phenomenal player, but he was also a pro on and off the field. I mean, the way he carried himself in the locker room. I mean, those are guys that modeled what you should be doing as a pro, taking care of your body, what you're eating, what you're, physically what you're doing in the weight room, things like that. Defensive wise, certainly played with a couple guys there. One that stands out, Jared Allen, he certainly was fun to watch. I was there. My rookie year was his year. Essentially, he had a breakout year and then went to Minnesota and got paid going up there.
All right. Then we have a quick one here. HVHY. Things, are you following South Carolina football this year?
I am. They're doing well, man. They got if they can get that win against Missouri this weekend, I think they can obviously they'll have, I think, Walford after that, and then Clemson will be their big rivalry game. But, right now, the way that things are rolling for them, and saying, am I following? There's no doubt about that. I mean, hopefully if they can roll off 3 wins, I could see them skirting in the playoffs here at the end, being a number 11, 12 seed. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. There's been a few games this year where they've been the favorite in games against ranked squads this year. And I think this weekend as well.
Yeah, exactly. This weekend, and then the A&M game that stands out a few weeks ago. I don't know if they were favored against A&M. They might have been. I don't really pay attention to the lines and stuff like that, but that was a big win for them against a top 10 team. There's no doubt about they're playing well. I mean, I think when you looked at that schedule at the beginning of the year, I thought they'd be lucky to win 3 or 4 games, and here they are 6-3 and play bowl eligible, and that's certainly a big thing.
Yeah, they had that LSU game, and then they blew it the second half of that game. That would have been a big one.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
And then your final question here: what was Tyler's favorite team to play for?
I mean, no doubt about the Chiefs. I mean, obviously, being that I played there the most in my career, that's obviously probably one of the reasons it is my favorite place to play. But those Chiefs fans, I mean, they are, like I said, when that first home game when I was a rookie of seeing that. What the Arrowhead could be like and how loud it was, man. I mean, it was a pretty special place to play. And like I said, being that I played there the most of my career, that's definitely the Chiefs by far.
So your rookie year, was Damon the starter? Damon was a starter, right?
So rookie year, yeah, Damon was a starter, and Brody they essentially wanted Brody to be the starter.
Right.
And obviously he became the starter there. Later in the season, and ended up blowing his knee out.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as from that standpoint, yeah, Damon was the starter then. What a great guy he was, man. I mean, never a big time quarterback, but always a great guy to be a teammate. And
Absolutely.
that year that I started, I mean, he was certainly a good or a mentor that, as far as being able to learn from, was very helpful.
Yeah, Damon, good people. Him and Brody both. Both of them
Yeah,
guys.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
And we got one more question from Alden Brown. One more question: Josh Norman or Trent McDuffie?
Ooh, man. I mean, both are great players, man. I mean, Josh, obviously my dude as far as being a coastal guy, man. And I mean, but Trent, man, I mean, that guy can lock him down too. So, Josh has obviously had a great career, but at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not going to choose one over the other, but just I'll take the political answer more or less. But two great players, there's no doubt.
Take both of them.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah.
On both sides.
we love the coastal players though.
That's right.
All right. Well, appreciate everyone's questions. Tyler, man, again, man, it's always a blast having you on here, man. We love having you on here. We love, you taking the time with and to answer all the questions and whatnot, man. You're a blast, man. Still one of my favorites of all time is Tyler Thigpen. For all those fantasy nuts out there, fantasy football nuts out there, I still have people who will talk about, when I say I'm a Chiefs fan, people will say, dude, Tyler Thigpen, man, he was one of those guys that won me a fantasy league back in the day. I'm like, that's fantastic.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me on, JD. Always great to see you. And
always, my
guys
brother.
are doing well and doing your thing. And anytime I can ever, come back on and talk football, hopefully I'm always available, man.
Well, man, we love to have you, man. We love having you on anyway, and so, like you said, it's always good catching up, man. Anytime I see, man, my old teammates, see them doing well, see seeing their face, and to me, man, it just makes me just feel great.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.